Farah, I'll give you just a question.
Speaker, while I also want to put my voice in supporting this mediated version of the Revenue Division of Revenue Bill, National Assembly Bill number 10 of 2025, I also want to add my voice into the rampant corruption that is so prevalent in our country right now. You wonder what is happening to the law and order in the country here. We have equalization fund, which was supposed to be used to help the counties that were left behind from the colonial days, who were marginalized systematically. And that equalization fund right now, the county governments want to lay their hands on that. And before we could even go far, in one constituency, the governor has the audacity to call the councillor, the MCAs, and tell them, you people have been disturbing me, you want to put a motion of impeachment on me, you can take that one for your ward. 23 million, 20 million, 15, literally parceling it out and telling them that is where you're going to make money. The idea is that these MCAs would go there. I don't know if they're going to accept it. A few of them have called me and they were disgusted by it. And just create some things like a small pans out there out of nowhere without proper bill of quantities there, and they take the money. Whereas I had indicated myself before that we need that money to put in an infrastructure, help the entire rural area of my constituency get the national grid. And by the way, REREC has got the materials. All they need to do is for the labor itself. That place would have lit up the entire constituency. But when you put that in the hands of governors, then what happens? Only labor and transport is what was supposed, that money, 200 million can lit up my entire constituency, help with labor and transport, and that's it. Because the materials are there with REREC. But when you allow the county, I don't know why even the executive is scared of the county governments. Why are they allowed to do the kind of corruption they're doing, which is rampant, which is unbridled? Unbridled, literally. It's a runaway, amok, berserk. I think that's where, somebody told me the other day, old age and death comes through the legs. When you get older, you begin losing the strength of your own feet themselves, and basically the muscles don't work. Why is this country's atrophy starting from the county governments and from governors that are crooked, that have treated the entire resources as personal property? And we have an executive here. And this message goes straight to the executive and all the agencies that are supposed to work with that, who are supposed to make sure that they do the needful in the maintenance of law and order and protect the national resources for the benefits of Kenyans. For the benefits of Kenyans. Because when these things are happening, and they're happening in the manner in which they're happening, with almost zero public participation, and people are making money out of that, and we allow it to happen. We allow hundreds of billions of Kenya shillings to get wasted, and for governors to have their vehicles, take choppers, take planes, and everything else, and literally turn this into a private property. Mr. Speaker, I think we have a problem in this country, and this house being a legislative house, a lawmaking house that has that express ability to do that, and the constitutional mandate to do that, we better begin dealing with these things very well and saying that we're not going to pass any of these appropriations before certain things are put in place. You remember when we were trying to negotiate the RMLF, before the courts pronounced themselves into that, because the governors were the ones who were pushing for these things. And they're also coming for the CDF. And the whole idea of coming for all those things is not to put these things in the hands of an entity, which can, another authority for the benefits of the people. They just want to steal it. They're doing that with the donor money also. Mr. Speaker, I want to put my voice on this, but at the same time say that we have a problem in the country. We're talking about corruption in the country. And the same corrupt guys are the ones who seem to have the ear and the support of the local people out there. because Parliament has failed to do its work, National Assembly has failed to do its work, the executive has failed to do its work, the government, the appropriate authorities on the maintenance of law and order to protect the national resources are not doing their work, well, we have a problem. We have a problem of resources in the country. We have a problem of poverty, rampant poverty. The amount of money that goes out there for devolution should be able to change the lives of the people out there. Change the lives of the people. The students, absolutely, absolutely. And if the Senate is going to transform itself into a body whenever an impeachment is brought for them, then governors are going around dishing money. And governors go out there and try and influence the MCAs in their own counties by sending in elders and everybody there and saying our government is now coming down. I mean, these things are bad. The common man has got to be educated. There has to be sufficient civic education to tell them that every coin has got to be accounted for. At the national level, at the county level, at all levels, including ourselves at our own CDF levels. We are not managing the CDF is managed by a board, but it's got to be, everything has got to become accountable, Mr. Speaker. We have a nation, we have resources, and the resources is not getting down to the people. The people are poor. The Kenyans are suffering. Students are suffering everywhere. Because the little we have for what we call bursary is not sufficient. And the county governments are not putting money into that. They're putting money into building walls and building what we call white elephant projects. And they are the contractors themselves. The governors are the contractors themselves. And consultancies. And God knows what. Feds and dramas and everything else. So, Mr. Speaker, this House has got to rise up to the occasion. Members of Parliament must take the responsibility of protecting the national resources from everybody who's going to misuse them. If we don't, then we become complicit in that. We become part of the corruption. We become part of the rot. And we can see the kind of problems that are going on in the country. The country is bleeding. There's no question about that. Let us rise up as legislators ourselves, use the appropriate, instruments through the committees and everything. Make sure that we change the laws when there's need to change the laws and stop thugs from stealing national resources. Because we are the lawmaking body. We have the instrument to put a bridle on these things, and we're not doing that. Mr. Speaker, with those many remarks, and with the bleeding, nation is right now because of the misuse of our resources and the rampant corruption, runaway corruption, and I rest my case, but I'm pleading with my colleagues here. Let us rise up to the occasion to protect Kenyans and protect the minimum resources that we have so that they're put to a good use. There's